Next is the video of exchange.
Okay, so okay, and oh, sorry.
I would like to present you Adesina. She wants to be vice president and he wasn't able to come here, but he sent really small presentation about himself. So I'll take all the information out of his presentation. He's doing a little bit more. He studied at the College of Agricultural Science. He has been,
Can you pause for one moment and we can get a microphone? Oh.
okay. He has been an active member of the IAAS for 5 years. He organized exchange week in Ghana, Togo, and Benin at the director's meeting, and he was national director of CPJ 2012. He hopes that being vice president of exchange is a great opportunity for him to serve in the association and structure actor throughout all IAAS. He's going to develop good network between communities, attract more partners, and work with other IT candidates in order to create an easy and productive platform for excellence. The more information you can read about him in this book and pages 11. So I didn't contact with him, so I don't have more information. Maybe then add something about him.
Okay, so this candidate is from Nigeria, and as you guys know, Nigeria this last year is a frozen nation, and now in the GA was voted to be out. Well, no, actually it's pending, right? Because it's an African nation. But as such, an EC or CC candidate cannot come from a frozen country according to our constitution. So you guys will have to vote in order to accept his candidation, and we'll need a 2/3 majority vote to overrule what is written in the Constitution. So maybe after just to accept a candidation from a frozen country, regardless on who the candidate is, we'll have to vote.
It means that if the GA doesn't accept him to be a candidate, we don't vote at all for him, but we have just one candidate. As control committee, I would like you to think if it's good for IAAS to have a candidate from a country with a very difficult situation in being part of IAAS International. We cannot make a decision just like CC and DC, so it will be up to 2/3 of the GA to decide if we want to accept this person to be candidate. Yes.
But when he is the only candidate,
he's not the only candidate. Yeah, we have two candidates at the moment. It's him and Steven from Belgium. So there are like two possibilities. Like if we vote this candidate to be a candidate, then at the elections you have the possibility to choose among the two. The other is that we can think that this candidate is just not possible to be a candidate. So at the elections you will have only one possibility, or to abstain. That's the difference. Is that clear for everybody?
And is now an appropriate time to make a comment on the request that was made about what I know about the candidate, or would you like that after the vote? Before? Okay, so I have spoken with the current national, maybe I should face this way. I've spoken with the current national director of IAAS Nigeria and an alumni of IAAS Nigeria who is vice president of exchange in years past. And this candidate, it was the national director of Nigeria when during the year before the country was frozen at the GA last year in Chile. And there were some accusations from his fellow countrymen that he had stolen the money that was taken for the membership fee. Whether or not that's true, there's of course no telling. But that is what those members of IAAS Nigeria had told me. And so that is knowledge for you guys. That is all. Oh, and he says those claims are not true. That's important also.
We can make questions and we record.
I mean, you make questions to a candidate if he is a candidate.
But if we don't ask now, then it's too late.
I have a question. Is there a video that we all have to send to the people?
Let me look here. I don't think there was a video, but let me double check. No video. I have two photos, letter and a CV. So there's also a letter to the General Assembly because I told him that it would be wise to write a letter to the General Assembly concerning why he should be still considered as a candidate. So I can project that now. It's also included in the packet that you received. So this is the letter that he made to the General Assembly.
You can read the paper.
Yeah, I can read it out loud if you request, but you can see as well. Yeah, it's up here. Ready to vote on if he can be a candidate? Yeah, I vote. No.
Is it possible to take vote whether he is acceptable for his candidacy? To take votes on?
Yeah, we must take vote. I'm just waiting to see if there is some discussion on. Yeah.
Is he online discussion?
No, I need to look as well. We also tried to get in contact with him this morning to try to prepare Katrina a bit more.
Okay, do you need more time to think about this or can we vote?
Can someone make a motion, please? Either for discussion or for voting, or for waiting to see if he's here.
For what? To vote, you want. Okay. So looks like we are ready for voting. The voting is, do we want to allow him to be a candidate? So if you raise the flag, you allow this candidate. Is that correct?
Yes, the proposal from him is to allow him to be a candidate. So if you raise your flag, that would mean that you vote for him to be one.
Be a candidate.
You can vote now.
Flag is
We are
up.
voting, yeah. We are voting.
Okay, so 0 is not a candidate.
This is Alcina. You are beside this. You are next. Steven is candidate to VP of Exchange.
Should we tell him why? Does he know why?
Sure. Just write why.
Does he know?
Okay. I've talked to him about it before. I mean, but. Okay.
So hello everyone, as you know already, my name is Steven. I'm from IAAS Belgium and I would like to applicate for Vice President of Exchange. I will start to tell a little bit more about myself, very briefly. I'm born and raised in Braschaat. It's a small village close to Antwerp in the north of Belgium. I have one younger sister, you can see her on the picture in the right upper corner. And my hobbies are basketball. I was used to play basketball, but now it's more like a passive way. My other hobbies, I really like to travel, and I travel a lot. I also really love to meet friends and to do activities with them, like a lot of stuff. And of course, I will also spend a lot of time in IAAS. In 2009, I started studying at the Catholic University of Leuven, and I started with my study bioscience engineering. Now I'm doing my master in agriculture with a specialization in livestock breeding and aquaculture.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. For my history in IAAS, I'm a member of IAAS Leuven in Committee of Belgium since April 2011. I was involved in the organization of a lot of local activities, but I will focus more on my activities in Expo because I think that's the most important thing for the moment. In 2012, I was a member of the organizing committee of local in Belgium and Germany. Since September 2012, I'm involved in Expo. I was the Expo coordinator of Belgium, and I was also the vice local director of IAAS Leuven. Last IAAS year, so since September 2013, I was national director of IAAS Belgium, and I was a board member of IAAS, the vice president of Exchange this year. My Expo experience. So in 2012, there was almost no Expo in IAAS Belgium. Together with Marie Lejean, I think some of you know her, we start to build Expo in Belgium. For the moment, we have a lot of interesting students, and Expo Belgium is growing every year. We also have a lot of good contacts and contracts with our university in Leuven. So now it's able, if you go and explore as a Belgian student, that you get credits for your degree. And if you do it in this program, the university pays the membership fee for Expo. So that's what we arrange at our university. Like I said earlier, every year there are more and more students who get interested in Expo. But we have one big problem, and it is that we have almost no Archimedes places in Belgium, and a lot of students from all over the world ask us to come to Belgium. But now, for the moment, we have good contact with the University of Leuven, and we try to set up like an agreement so students can participate in the laboratories of our university. But it's not fixed yet. We will see what happens in the near future. Yeah, and last year I was a member of IAAS, the Vice President of Exchange, the Quality Board. We had a lot of staff meetings together. We discussed what's going on in Expo this year. I also helped her by preparing documents in preparation for the Expo meeting in Sardinia this year. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend because I studied in South Africa for the last 6 years. It was really expensive. The cheapest ticket I could get was like €1,500 for 1 week, so it's quite expensive, and I wasn't able to find sponsorship for that. So unfortunately, I couldn't be there. But we had a lot of contact, we discussed problems, and we also tried to solve them. Why I'm interested in Expo is because I'm really interested in new cultures, and I think the exchange of new cultures and knowledge about it can really develop new and get you new ideas. I really believe that Expo is the best way to get to experience a new culture because you work and live in companies in other countries, so it's, you learn a lot more than when you go travel to the country. And yeah, I'm involved in Expo since a couple of years, so that's why I'm now applying for Vice President of Expo. My vision, goals, and vision. First of all, I really want to improve the amount of countries. I want to improve the amount of active countries in Expo. As we see 2 days ago in the report, there are 27 active member countries of IAAS, but only 15 or 16 of them are really active in Expo. So I really want to increase that number so there will be more possibilities to go to Expo. How I would like to do that is to make like a startup guide. I made it already for IAAS Belgium, so now in Belgium we have like a big map in our office with which steps you have to do, which steps you have to follow to guide the expos of Belgium. My plan is to translate it into English, and maybe it's possible with some help of a board member, also in Spanish. I know it's not, maybe it will not be a working language anymore, like we saw yesterday in the amendments, but I think it's really useful to have like a very good guide for the Spanish-speaking countries as well. I also would like to have more personal assistance to the countries who are like interested in Expo. So I hope I can make like a good Expo board, so we can really personal contact with all countries who are involved in Expo. My second point is to improve the communication in Expo. Like we saw already yesterday, there were big problems in the communication between some countries and the Vice President of Exchange. I really want to try to improve this communication. So I also want to try to make a board, and I would love to have like a board member of every continent. So the communication can be more fluent and a lot more communication between the experts of the country and the board members. So problems can be solved much easier. Of course, I know that it's like a language problem, but like we discussed earlier, I think I can speak a bit English. I also can speak French, so it can be helpful to have contact with African countries. So I would like to have like a board member who can speak English and Spanish, so I also can help the Spanish countries. Another point that I want to improve is the diversity in export places. As you all know, we really need more Archimedes places. For the moment, only Indonesia has like a very good offer of Archimedes places, and I really would like to improve Archimedes places all around the world. How I would do that? First of all, Donald and Ara started to working together with the alumni database. He's on the main alumni database, and Ara told me that she has contacts for the moment with some alumni to find good extra places. So that's really what I want to continue and to build and to improve. And the other way that I want to improve the Archimedes places. Maybe you know, you heard the name already, but Matthijs, the external director of external relations of our faculty at the University in Leuven. He's president of the IAAS organization. He's on mentioned this organization in your presentation already. I had a meeting with him before I came to Boko this year, and we would love to work together, and we would like to make an agreement so universities all over the world can offer places in their laboratories. So that would be nice to increase the amount of Archimedes places. And my last point is a better visibility of Expro on the internet. I hope I can work together with the Vice President of Communication to improve the website of Expro, to put more information about it on the website. And I also would like to Anna made this year Expro guides. I don't know if you all saw it already. I have more conclusion. If you want to see it, I can show it to you. But it's like a Word document. I don't think that's really useful to do public because if you public, you have to send it all around the world. So I would like to make it like on an online web page. Which would be very easy to use, so every Expo can upload their Expo places and then a new one, or if a place cancelled, they can easily remove it. Also, students which are interested to go on Expo, they can see it online, so I think it would be much more interesting. And also, I would like to improve the database because I really don't know how it is in other countries, but a lot of students of our university in Belgium has problems with logging on the database for the moment. Running an account and you're registered for Expo, you're not able anymore to enter the database and they can see how their application is on that moment. So it's really a big problem, so I want to solve it as well. And I also heard from Anna that there are some problems with the database of the Vice President of Exchange because there are a lot of problems with the invoices this year. So I really want to improve the Expo database on the internet. So to summarize, I really want more collaboration with the alumni to find Archimedes places as well as with the IAAS organization. I also want more visibility and access to available expo places. I really want to improve the communication between all expos by making a board and like the startup guide. And I want to improve to increase the amount of countries involved in Expo so we can offer more places and we can increase our network. Next slide, please. So if you have some questions, feel free to ask.
Please don't fall down. Have any questions? Sure. Yeah.
How do you plan to work with countries that typically have difficulties getting visas for the Expos? Yeah.
I talked with Europe during the lunch, and I would like to go to the embassy production, and also to try to get contact with the European Union in some way, so we can improve the IAAS more reliable and more trustworthy. So if we can deliver to the application for the local APIs like an organization we can trust, so it's no problem to go to European countries or the United States. Because it's really difficult to get a lot of Belgium. We find export places for them, but they just can't do it because they need to get their visa, so it's really fun.
More questions? Comments? Okay. I think you're very clear because nobody. Now we can. Okay. Also come to candidate. Alexander Reader.
Here, let me.
So this is not more this one. You're a B or 5.
No, it's not decided yet.
When we decide this now?
Better than last.
Okay. Yeah, you want the.
Hang on while I figure this out. Huh? Oh, you will. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I say Samuel will present you, correct? Okay, she wants to do it herself. Okay.
Alexandra is now online on Skype and she presented himself and we wait for.
Sorry, I have to log into my personal Skype so we can do screen share. Oh, it's loud.
Hello?
Hello. We can't see you.
1 second.
Okay. You can open it now.
Oh god.
It's okay if we can't see you actually, because we're gonna project your
Okay.
PowerPoint. So okay, you're
I'm
in the corner.
just not very sure if it's lifetime, but yes, I think it is.
Okay. Okay, this is acceptable way, right? Okay. Hello. Lucas is your moderator. She can't see you. I'm sharing the screen.
Okay. 10 minutes to present your candidate. Good luck. Then we can you can respond the answers. Okay?
Yeah, 5 minutes of question answer. Okay.
Okay, so hello all together. As you already know, my name is Alexandra Reader, and I apply. Hello.
Yeah. Go
and
ahead.
I apply as for the control committee.
Good. Next slide.
I don't understand. Do I continue? Who called right now?
It's Jenna. Okay, go ahead and continue with your presentation. You're projected at the GA.
Okay. So I'm 23 years old, and I'm.
What's the problem?
Excuse me, I just need to take off my AirPods because it's like I hear it again and again. So I'll just, without hearing you present it. So yeah, my name is Alexander Reader, and I'm 23 years old. I'm half Swiss and half Peruvian, but I was born and grew up in Switzerland, where I studied as well agricultural sciences. I just finished And now I will continue my master in France in tropical agriculture. Yeah, call me travel addicted and obviously as well IAAS addicted. So next. Okay, here I will tell you my IAAS story. So what I've learned, where I've been with IAAS the last years. Next. Everything started at IAAS in Switzerland, obviously, which is my national committee. I'm their member since 2011. That's my first ever IAAS picture with other IAAS Switzerland members. Next. Here you can see the exchange week with Spain, Slovenia, and Switzerland, 2012. I know Javier and others from Spain, Miguel, that are right now there. Yeah, it's fine. So I participated as well in 3 Swiss Expo weekends that organized Switzerland always for the exchange students. So I met a lot of people from Tajikistan, Ukraine, and Mexico as well, Thailand. Yeah, I think that were all the nations. As Serbia and Bosnia as well. So next. And obviously, I would talk about IAAS Belgium. That was my first IAAS abroad experience. Next. I had the luck to participate at the first IAAS Train the Trainers event, which took place before the WOCO in Belgium. And yes, that are all the first IAAS trainers, plus Vincent, which you cannot see on the picture. Yes, next. So now I'm an official IAAS trainer, you could say. I gave already trainings at WOCO in Belgium, Chile, at EDM in Sweden, and Expro Meeting in Poland. And as you might know, IAAS pays for the travels for trainers and as well for CC. So if I'm a trainer and a CC, I would say that saves money to IAAS. Next. And obviously, I participated at the WOCO in Belgium, which was amazing. Next. And there I got elected Vice President of Exchange for the whole year. Next. With this, I started my big adventure. Yeah, here still at WOCO. Okay, next. And just after the election, a few weeks later, we had the EC strategy meeting as well in Belgium. Next. Here's some pictures from this meeting. And yes, the whole EC slept together. Next. Just a bit after, I went to the IFISO meeting in Bulgaria. IFISO is the informal form of international student organizations where a lot of student organizations meet and exchange experiences and so on. Next. And there I could learn a lot from other associations which are in a lot of ways more professional than our association. I could learn a lot from them. Next. And then I went to EDM in Sweden. Next. Was great that nearly the whole EC and CC was present. Next. And it was very cold, as you can imagine, in Sweden in winter. Okay, next. Then the very important event for me as Vice President of Exchange, the EXCO meeting in Poland. Next. Yeah, Javor was very sad that not everybody was there. Next. But still, most of the EC were there, so we could do a lot of work, even though we had to work in the train and other strange places. Next. And the final of my YP year was obviously Boco in Chile, which was a great trip and a great experience. And yeah, that was the final of my year. Next. So that was my year story. And I'm showing you this story because this way you can see that I already have been very involved in IAAS and that I know a lot of IASers all around the world, and I think that's pretty important. It's always easier to work and write letters to people you already know as to people that you don't know. Next. So why vote for me? Because I already a lot of experience in IAS world, because I love IAS, and I know as well pretty well how it is to have a good and a bad CC. I already had a bad CC, which only answered one of my mails ever, and I changed, and then I had a very good CC, so I know how that is. And I have a double function, as I already mentioned, as trainer and control committee. And I think it's very important as well that I speak several, for IAS, important languages. Important for IAS mainly Spanish, English, and French. I speak also German, obviously. And I know very well how much time I will need as CC because I've been already in the executive committee, and I know I will have this time. And I know nearly all ECCC candidates personally, and some like very good. So I think that's a big plus from my side. Okay, next. So thank you to listen to me. And finally, it was good that I could present myself. I hope the quality was good. Otherwise, someone would have presented. As I'm not right now on Skype, you can ask myself questions. Now I will put in again the sound, but it's a little bit difficult for me to hear.
Okay, hello. Can you hear us?
Yeah, but at the same time I hear my talks, but I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the presentation, I really like the movement of the slides. You can tell me. It's the movement. Yeah. Anybody have a question?
Actually, I don't understand what you're talking. I would change, maybe you write it or I change to the stream because my own voice is too loud.
Oh, okay.
Or you repeat the question. If you say something, I hear it okay. It must just be loud.
Okay. I can repeat the question to you.
Okay.
No, I mean when there is one. Yeah, sorry.
There is no question.
No,
I
no.
thought somebody was saying something.
Okay. Take questions, please.
Yes. Do you hear me like this or
I'll repeat.
Yes. Do you have, I know your specialization is in exchange, of course, but do you have a preference or an idea which positions you would like to check, or are you going to
Okay, so Lizanne's question is, she knows you specialize in exchange, but she's wondering if you have a preference or know who you would like to check as a CC member.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I think definitely I should track the Vice President of Exchange, but on the same time, I would be very interesting to follow the President.
Anybody else?
I have a question. What makes a good CC?
What makes me a good CC?
What makes a good CC? Anyone?
A good CC. I think you should follow everything that is going on in IAS generally, and obviously the one that is following. And yeah, just invest the time in for the Skype meetings. I think that's a big fault of a lot of CCs, that they don't participate regularly on the Skype meetings. And just as well, small talk and motivate the CC. I think that's very important. And motivates the EC, excuse me.
Yeah, and as you have a lot of experience in IAAS, and what you can advise for next ECCC team, what we can like pay attention on, for example, I mean maybe like what would say what will show like maybe fix in our station, maybe it will be constitution or website, or what do you prefer to start with? I mean, your advice is for next ECCC.
I'm sorry, I just hear Chena, me, and you. I did not understand.
Okay, I will start. As you have a lot of experience in IAAS before, and like you work it a lot and so on, can you give some advices? Maybe what with like what projects most like should be more interesting, like more important for during this year?
I think absolutely priority has the financial stability of IAAS right now. So in my opinion, the most important, let's say, vacancy or whatever is the Vice President of External Relations to get sponsorship. I mean, I think that has been the last years as well the case.
Thank you.
More? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
We'll say goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Oh, she missed the applause.
Yeah, come.
Chanel was super glad to say that she has a connection, and that she really would like you, if you're feeling a bit motivated, to contact her to join your board, because she, like she said in the presentation, she would like to work really with the board, with many board members. So if you feel yourself, the right person for that, please contact her on Facebook or whatever, the email address, or ask me. So
No more questions. The next candidate is Vladimir.
Yes, it's right here. We are ready for you.
From local communities that's not interesting. I would like to introduce myself first. That I joined IAAS first in April 2011 as the staff of exchange program department, and the next year I coordinator department of exchange program or local exchange coordinator, and then deputy local director.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. This is my experience in IAAS comes in the fact that I do when I was in IAAS coordinating and the Lexco and AKB part is maybe almost the same because we are in exchange around exchange. And with the local director is a little bit different because I'm here working as a vice director and also treasurer in the same time. So I assisted my local community director for organizational work in local communities such as partnership, sponsorship, and exchange program, manage bookkeeping and cash flow of the organization, general coordinator in finance and inventory at local community level, arrange credit fundraising to increase local community treasury, conducted other activities of local finance and inventory of the organization. I also worked as a working committee 2 times in our national congress. So before national congress is being had, we always do like giving review for our constitution and bylaws, and I was part of the working committee for the constitution and bylaws. So we have participated in General Assembly, proposed amendment of the constitution and bylaws, and editing constitution and bylaws. And in Indonesia, I've been participated in so many programs that you can also you can see that every program in Indonesia, I've almost followed them all. And well, basically for becoming a control committee, there's clearly the duty in our CBL. But then I would like to emphasize some programs for control committees, like giving a frequent evaluation. So this evaluation will be published to IAAS members so they will know how the CC work. And this is an adaptation that we use in Indonesia using scoring for the evaluation. This would be really helpful to determine the salary for PC. So you can use scale for that. And you can use the indicators from CBL and their programs. And working along our standard operating procedure, as I say to Jimmy, it's really interesting. And focusing on IAAS in underdeveloped and developed countries. As you know that Africa and maybe Asia, we're still lack of accessibilities. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Any questions, comments?
Next year in Indonesia, what would be your task? Will you candidate now for being CC at national level? What will be your task at national level?
At national level, I don't hold any task right now, so I'm just like advisory member, advisory committee maybe, not really holding a task.
No more questions? Don't be.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Alex. What makes a good CC member?
Good CC member, the same question and maybe the same answer. So for me, a good CC member will be a helpful, very helpful person, full of inspiration and always motivate each other. And a good CC will see if there's something wrong and they will help to solve it.
Should it be possible for you to participate at the strategy meetings?
Well, I hope so, but for the next 3 months, I honestly have my research to do, but I'm looking forward for the change. So,
Okay, no more questions? Okay, thanks. Applause. Next is recent presentations.
Yeah.
As a presentation with a video.
Yep, I got it. I have to open it up, sorry.
And first of all, I want to thank all the persons who helped organize
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure the sound was working because I was having trouble with that before. Oh, hang on. Also, I want to see if Vincent's on Skype. One moment, please. Okay.
So once we are waiting for it's ready.
Sorry. Okay, let us begin.
Hello everyone, I am Vincent. I hope you're doing really great. And first of all, I want to thank all the persons who helped organizing this year's WOCO, because it's thanks to them that all of you can be together. I hope you've had already interesting days, and I saw the weather is really nice, so I'm really glad for you. I followed the GA a bit through the live stream, which was also really cool. Anyway, I'm now here to present myself as a candidate for the IAAS Control Committee of the next term. And who am I actually? So yeah, I'm Vincent. I'm Vincent from IAAS Belgium, and I studied forestry at the KU Leuven, and now I'm interested in becoming a CC member. In my presentation, I will talk about 3 things. First, I want to talk about my experience within IAAS. Secondly, my goals within CC. And thirdly, the reasons why I could be a good CC member. To start off with my experience, I've been a member from IAAS Belgium from 2011. And I've helped organizing local events such as the breakfast actions and Independence Dinner. And I also participated in both local and international events, such as an exchange week, WOCO, etc. Furthermore, I've been for the World Congress of 2012 in Belgium and Germany. I've been the communication coordinator, and basically my task was to be in contact with all the participants and to give them all the necessary information they needed before the start of the event. Also in 2012, I've edited, together with a friend of mine, the annual review. So I had to contact all committees to collect the articles, so I contacted the committee to organize interesting events, and then I collected all articles in a nice design. My goals within CC are, first of all, that I want to help the EC members unconditionally in their daily tasks. So when they have questions or difficulties, I want to help them by trying to solve their problems and give my support. And if suitable, I want to give my advice, relying on the experiences or the experience I've gained during the past years. So I really want to be there for them. I want to be accessible, and I want that they feel comfortable with asking me things. And my focus will mainly be internal communication and external relations. Because of the responsibilities I've had before, those are the ones I feel most comfortable with. And I think like internal communication is really important to maintain and improve the connections between different IAAS committees, and also between the ECCC and the different IAAS committees. And the external relations, they give IAAS like the opportunities to be what it is now and to grow in the future. And on these topics, I think I can complement the other CC candidates really well. Alex and Ratti have more experience in Expo, and Jar obviously has more experience in finances. But anyway, I want to complement them, and I want to cover all topics that aren't covered yet, so that we can work really well together. And finally, I want to help IAAS grow on an international level by trying to enforce the positive evolutions and keeping the traditions and roots in mind. IAAS is the largest student organization related to agriculture, and we can be proud of it. We can sell each other, as Lucas mentioned yesterday. We can be proud of being part of this organization and get to opportunity to help evolve it, because a better and bigger IAAS will give more students a chance to connect with each other and to broaden their horizons. Why would I be a good CC member? The core motivation that I applied for a CC is that I want to help, because CC's task is to supervise, control, but also facilitate the working of EC. I want to guide, I want to help the EC members, and by facilitating their working, I want to try also to make their jobs and their lives easier. I also would love to stay in contact with IAAS people all over the world, and the best way to give my time and energy to IAAS at this moment really seems to be applying for a CC and becoming a member of CC. What can I offer to CC? Well, for the supervising and controlling task of CC, my experience from the past years on local international level can maybe contribute well to CC and can be a positive value to CC. And for the facilitation task, I followed the IAAS trainer event, and in this event there were also facilitation trainings, and I've also been part of different meetings, both IAAS and Skype meetings, etc. And of course, on a personal level, I think I have the discipline and perseverance to bring a job or a task to a good end, even on a longer time scale, like a year. And I always try to be positive and be like with a smile, so everything goes easier and more joyful. And to end, I want to show the mission statement of IAAS. This is like the basis of IAAS, the principle behind it. And actually everyone organizing an IAAS event or even talking about IAAS should have in mind and think about how to promote the exchange of experience, knowledge, and ideas. And think about how can we actually improve the mutual understanding between students in the field of agriculture and related sciences all over the world. And sometimes it may seem very difficult and very complex, and you may think, can we do this? And because the WOCO this year is organized in the US, I want to cite a very famous person of the USA by saying, yes, we can. And actually, I want to emphasize on the we, because working together is really important, respecting every single person. And it is only by having a network of people that exchange is possible. You need more people than just one to be able to have a mutual understanding. So IAAS should transcend those pure individualistic thoughts and should transcend those pure individualistic motives and should rather focus on the group feel, the networking, and should focus on making the connections between people just like you and me. And I think that is the most important part of whole IAAS. And with this, I want to end my presentation, and I want to thank you for your attention. Thank you. Bye.
Vincent, he's not.
No, he's not called yet. Hello, Vincent.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, it's already night. It was really hot today, so I'm a bit like, ooh, but yeah, it's fine.
Good.
Okay, so we just watched your video, and now we're ready for questions from the
Okay,
GA.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, so who has the first question? And you can come sit here and talk to him so he can properly hear you. Hello, Vincent.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I have a question actually from Alex.
Okay.
Okay, she's asking what is your personal plans for next year, if you are planning to study abroad or if you will be in Leuven.
Yeah. So my plans are rather not really fixed yet for the whole year. But now my actual plan is to go to do Expo in Indonesia from August till December. But I think also as a CC member, you can follow a lot on Skype or via email, and I think I've always been really connected that way as well. So I think I can manage. And then afterwards, I basically don't have any idea yet. Maybe I will start studying again. Maybe I will start working. Maybe I will do PhD. I really have no idea. So it's also not fixed for me myself. So that's quite a hard question at this moment.
Thank you for your answer.
You're welcome.
More questions? Sweden girl is crying. Your presentation is so great. Maybe I don't know. You have a comment or no? She's crying. Look at her.
Hey, I can't see it. What is it? I can't see it. I didn't want to make you cry. Just laugh. It's better.
Yeah, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna. You want to also ask me the question you always ask?
No, I want to ask a different one this time. So with potentially most of the EC living in Leuven, how do you see the job of the CC changing? Because there'll be less email communication and more in-person communication that's more difficult to follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also think, yeah, of course, CC can also focus on one certain person for a certain part of the work. But as you mentioned, CC also have to be in touch with everything that is happening within EC, everything that is happening within IAAS. And still, I think I'm not really updated, but are all ECs planning to be in Leuven, or how is it now?
It depends on who's elected.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right. So I think it would be great if all ECs would be living in Belgium together to make communication easier and working together easier. But I think also there will always be a big possibility that not all ECs will be there. So in the end, still Skype meetings have to be done and still mailings have to be done. But yeah, you're right. If some parts are missing. But then it's also the CC's job to be in touch and to actually go and ask, okay, what did happen there? What can you maybe like keep me posted on this, or what were the decisions, etc. So maybe at that point you can, I don't know, manage it or get back to it. I don't know. That's the best solution I can give now.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody have a question?
Well, now I can see the other side of the room, because otherwise I was also looking at the.
Okay, it looks like we're done with questions.
Alright, great. One question: when will be the elections?
On the 24th.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Have a quick continuation of the Congress. Oh.
No, Steven is saying something in Dutch.
Oh, say it to Steven. Volgende donderdag. Okay. Yeah, he's telling it's next Thursday in the election.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
No, 23rd.
All right.
Okay. Wednesday, 23rd. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Pero le cortaste antes de la Okay. Now.
Oh.
Okay. Now we have a little problem with this presentation, because now the candidate Jagor is maybe VP. What is your decision?
Like my decision, not only my decision, but we have girls who like still remain apply. So we maybe should listen to them first.
Well, I can start talking. I've been talking. This is.
Will you announce your name and?
My name is Sarah. I'm from Sweden. I have been in the IAAS for 1.5 years. I got this question a couple of months ago, so I've been trying to just figure out what kind of things what this mean, what kind of work it is. Because if I take the work, I want to do it properly, I want to do it correctly, I want to improve or like really be there for the people. And since it's just been some hours and I've been just talking for some minutes with him, I'm not sure. I want to really look through what it is to get more of a grip of it, really. But from what I've heard and from what my experience is, it sounds really interesting. It sounds like it's a lot of stuff that I would get from and learn from and kind of do. And one of the things I think could be, I've only mostly done national things. I have been taking care of the finance for 2 committees back home. So I know what is hunting people for money, that they're supposed to give you money, or that you have to send them money, because in some weird way people have a tendency of not saying, I want money. So I know all about that. You have to have good connections with the people that need money, and I have to have the money. So I know that the connection is really good, and talking about that. And I have a lot of experience. I study agriculture economics, so I do know a lot of economical stuff. But it's something else to be working for a company or for something like practical working. And I have been doing a lot of bookkeeping and budgets and just taking care of money and trying to figure out, since it's all you don't get any money when you do this kind of work. You know, there is a lot of people. I know how it is to work with financial that hasn't been going really well for several years, because the people I've been working with it hasn't been that ambitious, that who like I've been, and I know how it is to work with that kind of problem at a national scale, at least. But I do think, like, just looking from the financial stuff, budgeting, bookkeeping, and that kind of stuff, I could do a really good job. But since I don't know how it is to work for like this kind of big thing or worldwide thing, I think I would have to know more about it, look it up more. But it's before I could say that I could do a really good job, and this is this is really what you can depend on, because I don't want to be in that kind of position, like working for half a year and coming to the position that you're like, I can do this. I don't know if it's like it takes too much time to just get to know everything and to get in position. That is my comment.
Okay, thanks.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
So, would you like her to run for vice president or not? What is that?
But if I run for it and you would choose me, doesn't that mean I have to take the job? That depends. But I have until Monday to figure it out. Can I take it back? That thing that if I say, well, I want to apply for this, and then I look it up, and then on 24th I say, well, I don't know if I can do this. It would take too much work, and it's too much different kind of stuff. And when I really look it through, can I just take it back? Yeah. Is that how it works? Because, like, actually, like having like 15 minutes to figure out what kind of work you have to do for a whole year is a lot. It's just too little.
It's good of you that you to say, okay, just we are not seeing anything. I don't know.
That makes sense. It's good for you. But if you are 24, right? 24, and you decide, no, I can do this, then never take a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's make this better. I mean, from now to the 21st, there is some days still, so I don't know, it would be fine for you to take until Sunday or maximum Monday, so that we can anyways know of it, but it's not
But
like last minute.
if you pressure, maybe she don't run for the 5K or
Yes,
you know,
in this
give me
case.
time to think and talk with doctor and you know, I think. I don't know what do you think?
What is your case? But
Sometimes Monday probably was fine, because there is a full weekend to think and to sit and look all over the documents and the work.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Lisa?
Because I feel that it's really hard decision to make so fast because I thought this really long.
Yeah.
And for me, when we're doing this, do I have enough time to spend this because it's a really great job.
Yeah, that is what I'm trying to figure out. If I go through documents, if I go through what kind of money I've been transferring in and out, what kind of work it really is, and what kind of things that you can leave to other people, and what things they are depending for you to do. Then I know about what kind of how it is, how much time it will take. So that's why I can say, well, I can take this job. It sounds really interesting because I know that you're depending on me. If I say this, you're depending that I will do a great job, and I want to do that. If I take this job, I can just say, and I don't want to suffer too much for my personal time. I don't. So, yeah.
And are you really using this moment next year?
Well, this year looks like, well, to look at, I don't think I have that much. It's like a normal year. And I will go to Stuttgart probably in the spring, study there for half a year. But at the same time, I'm conductor for a choir, and I want to have time for doing that kind of stuff. And some weeks before this Lucia, they have a lot of, like 13th of December, we have a lot of things going on, and it's not that I have nothing on my spare time, but at the same time, I know it's just it's not. I do have a lot of spare time too, and it's not that I'm free all the time. So that's where I have to check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can't move to Belgium.
That's right.
More questions? Comments?
Yeah, maybe strategy meeting. Would you be able to attend the strategy meeting this month? It's really relaxing.
When is it?
It's a read the constitution first weekend of September.
It's just a weekend.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, last year was like on Friday, afternoon to morning.
Yeah, it should probably be. I don't have my schedule with me. The first weeks of December we have our welcome weeks. So, and then I have to do promotion for my choir. But there's always I can always find another conductor temporary if it's just a weekend. But a whole week, I know that exchange weeks are for whole weeks. So that would be
Okay. No more questions? No?
So you let us know on the maximum Monday if you want to be candidate. Then there is where you should be able to resign. I already think. Good. How is it with you, do we say that you apply for control committee, and if she doesn't apply for finance, then your application is for finance?
Yeah, okay.
Or do we give it to someone if this needs one? I don't think so, because that was
For what?
yes, I want to stay 5 minutes later. Okay, so
Okay. Don't go anywhere unless you want to go to the bathroom.
Yes. ¿Es posible? Conversar, sí.
¿Sí?
Pero.
I'm sure you can get this up somewhere. I mean, it sounded like everything.
We're taking break, isn't it? What do you say?
Milka going to mosque, driving by herself. So I thought that we can work only for minutes or for the next 2 months maybe we can work talking about
Well, if I find more money, and I'm going to do yeah, that's right. One thing I have to know how many yeah, looking yeah, I don't even know how much is with it and I know but I have applications, I don't have a fire, and I announced for being sponsored, but it don't take too much of me. And therefore I have to be sure that four accounts and also looks really nice.
Yes.
I'm really sick.
Exchange program. Exchange program is yes. Yes. Because how is building some because they come to the working part lo de la situación de África. De África y hay que buscar y había otro tema que dijeron que íbamos a elegir esos dos temas.
Porque no es temprano.
Acabo de usar de aquí. No, con la mía. Ahora.
Это девушка.
Yes, you made it.
I mean, I'm the vice president of my committee, so I maybe this year. I mean, like we don't have like like this year. Well, I graduated. This will be my
Okay, people, can you sit again? We'll start. Yeah, we need a bit of light.